Antarctica. The name evokes images of icy wilderness, a vast and unforgiving continent shrouded in mystery. It is a land of extremes where temperatures plummet and winds howl across glaciers sculpted by time itself. Yet beneath this harsh exterior lies a raw beauty, a breathtaking landscape unlike any other on Earth. Imagine colossal icebergs, shimmering blue and sculpted into fantastical shapes by wind and waves. Picture penguins, those tuxedo-clad comedians waddling across the ice while seals bask in the sun's weak rays. Antarctica, despite its challenges, teems with life, from microscopic creatures thriving in frigid waters to the majestic albatross soaring above. It is a place of stark contrast, where silence reigns supreme one moment, only to be broken by the thunderous carving of a glacier the next. Antarctica's allure lies not only in its beauty, but also in its pristine nature, untouched and unspoiled by human hands. It is a continent that holds within its icy embrace secrets of our planet's past and a stark warning about its future. Antarctica, far from being a remote and irrelevant landmass, plays a crucial role in the health of our planet. This icy continent is often called Earth's thermostat for its influence on global climate patterns. The vast white expanse reflects sunlight back into space, helping to regulate temperatures worldwide. But Antarctica's importance goes beyond its role as a global temperature regulator. Locked within its massive ice sheets is a staggering 70% of the world's freshwater reserves. These frozen reservoirs are a vital source of fresh water, and their fate is intricately linked to the future of our planet's water security. The Southern Ocean surrounding Antarctica acts as a massive carbon sink, absorbing significant amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. This process helps to mitigate the effects of climate change, but the ocean's capacity to absorb carbon dioxide is not limitless. Antarctica is also home to a unique and fragile ecosystem, teeming with life adapted to the harshest conditions on Earth. From microscopic algae to penguins and whales, these creatures are all interconnected and dependent on the delicate balance of this icy world. The pristine landscape of Antarctica is changing, and the signs of trouble are impossible to ignore. Temperatures are rising at an alarming rate, particularly on the Antarctic Peninsula, which has experienced some of the most rapid warming on the planet. As temperatures rise, glaciers are melting at an accelerated pace, sending vast quantities of fresh water into the surrounding ocean. The consequences of this melting are far-reaching, contributing to rising sea levels and threatening coastal communities around the world. The Southern Ocean, too, is showing signs of stress. As it absorbs more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, the ocean becomes more acidic, threatening marine life, especially creatures with shells and skeletons made of calcium carbonate. The delicate balance of Antarctica's ecosystem is being disrupted, and the consequences for the creatures that call this continent home are dire. Penguins, seals, and other species are facing shrinking habitats, changes in food availability, and increased competition for resources. The alarming changes occurring in Antarctica are not the result of natural cycles, but are driven by human activities. The burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and other human-induced activities release massive amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, trapping heat and causing the planet to warm. The warming atmosphere is having a profound impact on Antarctica's ice sheets, glaciers, and surrounding ocean. The consequences of inaction are dire, not just for Antarctica, but for the entire planet. Rising sea levels threaten to displace millions of people living in coastal areas, while changes in ocean currents and weather patterns could disrupt global food production and increase the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events. The fate of Antarctica is inextricably linked to our own. We have a moral obligation to protect this pristine continent, not just for its own sake, but for the well-being of future generations. A path forward, collaboration and change. The challenges facing Antarctica may seem insurmountable, but there is still time to avert the worst consequences of climate change. The key lies in immediate and decisive action, both on an individual and global scale. We must rapidly transition away from fossil fuels and embrace clean, renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and geothermal. Investing in energy efficiency measures and developing innovative technologies to capture and store carbon dioxide are also crucial steps. International cooperation is paramount. The fate of Antarctica is a global issue that requires a united global response. Agreements such as the Paris Climate Accord provide a framework for nations to work together to reduce emissions and address the challenges of climate change. The stakes are high, a future at risk. The consequences of inaction are far too grave to contemplate. If we fail to address climate change and allow Antarctica to continue warming at its current rate, the results will be catastrophic. Sea levels will rise dramatically, inundating coastal cities and displacing millions of people. Extreme weather events such as hurricanes, droughts, and heat waves will become more frequent and intense, causing widespread damage, loss of life, and economic disruption. The delicate balance of ecosystems around the world will be disrupted, leading to mass extinctions and a loss of biodiversity. The time for complacency is long gone. We are at a crossroads, and the decisions we make today will determine the fate of Antarctica and the future of our planet. A glimmer of hope, the power of collective action. Despite the challenges ahead, there is still hope for Antarctica. Around the world, individuals, communities, businesses, and governments are taking action to address climate change and protect our planet. The renewable energy sector is experiencing exponential growth, with solar and wind power becoming increasingly affordable and accessible. Innovative technologies are emerging to capture carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and store it safely underground. There is a growing global movement of people demanding action on climate change. From school children to scientists, from artists to business leaders, voices are rising in unison, calling for a sustainable and equitable future. Preserving paradise, a shared responsibility. The responsibility to protect Antarctica rests on the shoulders of every individual. We must all do our part to reduce our carbon footprint, make sustainable choices, and advocate for policies that address climate change. Educating ourselves and future generations about the importance of Antarctica and the threats it faces is crucial. By fostering a sense of wonder and appreciation for this icy continent, we can inspire action and create a groundswell of support for its protection. We must remember that we are not separate from nature, but a part of it. Our actions have consequences, not just for ourselves, but for all living things that share this planet. Our legacy, what will we leave behind? The future of Antarctica hangs in the balance. The choices we make today will determine whether this icy continent remains a pristine wilderness or succumbs to the devastating effects of climate change. We have the power to change course, to forge a new path toward a sustainable and equitable future. Let us choose to be the generation that safeguards Antarctica, not just for ourselves, but for all generations to come. Let our legacy be one of action, of responsibility, and of unwavering commitment to protecting this irreplaceable treasure for all time. The fate of Antarctica, and indeed the planet, rests in our hands. Don't forget to like, share, and let us in the comment your opinions for the next video idea. This is Earth and Beyond. Join us and explore the wonders worth saving.